Penguin Random House Audio presents Battle of the Bookstores by Brady. Read for you by Karissa Vacker and Brandon Francis. For the book people, the readers, the librarians, the booksellers, and anyone who gets lost in big books, big feelings, and big, beautiful endings. This one's for you. Reading is escape, and the opposite of escape. It's a way to make contact with reality after a day of making things up, and it's a way of making contact with someone else's imagination after a day that's all too real. Nora Ephron. 1. Josie. When I tell people I'm a bookseller, I'm sure they imagine me curled up in a cozy chair reading for hours, sipping coffee and discussing books, or hobnobbing with famous authors at literary events. You know, living the ultimate bookish dream, every breath filled with that intoxicating tang of fresh ink and crisp paper. What they don't imagine are the endless hours on my feet, my back aching from hefting 20-pound boxes of books, or my stomach knotting from the constant stress over razor-thin profit margins and climbing overhead expenses. Still, there's nothing else I'd rather do. I love flicking on the lights each morning and gazing at the shelves and stacks, all neat lines and sharp corners. I love unpacking shipments of glossy new hardcovers and recommending my favorites to customers. But the best part, the absolute, hands-down best part of running a bookstore is getting to read books before they come out. Several months before publication, publishers send galleys to booksellers, advance reading copies that arrive in brown paper packages, covers adorned with glowing blurbs, in the hopes that we'll read and recommend, and hopefully stock multiple copies of, this new title. A while back, a publicist at one of my favorite imprints emailed to ask if I'd consider reading an upcoming release and providing a quote if I liked it. And did I? Well, I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning reading, and my tears left damp spots on the final pages. I spent days writing and rewriting the perfect paragraph to encapsulate the essence of this epic, heart-wrenching story. Last week, I got an email from said publicist telling me that advance copies were being sent out and, oh, by the way, they'd used my quote on the back cover. Cue internal squeeing. This morning, that package arrived. My hands shake as I rip open the brown paper, my eyes scanning until a stunning meditation on grief and betrayal, worth reading and cherishing for years to come. Josie Klein, bookseller, Tabula Inscripta, Somerville, Massachusetts. My breath rushes out. They only used a fraction of the paragraph I sent. But it's my quote, my name. I've spent the past 5 years becoming the best bookseller I can be, determined to prove that a college dropout can make something of her life. I may be a bookish little introvert, but I've got ideas and opinions to share. Someday, I hope readers throughout the city, maybe even the country, will turn to me for book recommendations. Someday, my voice will matter. Desperate to share my excitement, I grab my phone and pull up Book Friends, a website with discussion forums for booksellers across the country. Bookshop Girl. Guess who got an ARC with her first blurb printed on it? I posted in the Celebration subforum where any user can read it, but I'm hoping to reach one specific person. Biting my lip in anticipation, I wait, and when I see the username I'm looking for, my heart soars. RJ reads, "What? Congratulations! That's amazing. Just wish you could tell us the title so I could see it." I wish I could too, but the forums are strictly anonymous. That way, booksellers can share honest opinions about publishers and authors without fear of negative blowback. Grinning, I switch over to our DM thread. Bookshop Girl. There's only one other bookseller quoted on the back of this ARC, and guess who it is? RJ reads, "PAW, Bookshop Girl." You got it. RJ knows all about my adoration of Penelope Adler-Wolf, owner of Wolf Books in Providence, Rhode Island. PAW is a bookseller of impeccable taste and vast influence. If she endorses a book, it's gonna be big. My goal in life is to be just like her. My phone lights up again with a reminder. Meeting with Xander. I sigh. Xander Lang has spent the past few years buying up the entire block, including the coffee shop next door, though he doesn't care about books or coffee, just his bottom line. When he bought Tabula Inscripta, Xander questioned if a girl with nothing but a high school diploma could handle being the manager. I convinced him to give me a shot, and since I pull a profit each month, he keeps me around. Still, I always feel like I'm on thin ice. I send a message to RJ, wishing I could chat longer. Bookshop girl. Gotta go. Have a great morning. RJ reads.
You too, and congrats again. I'm so happy for you.
After that, I lock the door behind me and step into a crisp, sunlit morning. My bookstore is right in the heart of Davis Square, my favorite neighborhood in the Boston area. Tree-lined streets, brick-paved sidewalks, charming shops, and eclectic restaurants. It's late May, and the day is already warm, the air filled with the gentle hum of traffic and the occasional ting of a bicycle bell. I step into Beans, where I breathe in the life-giving aroma of coffee. Xander's not here yet, thankfully.
Josie!
Eddie Callahan, the manager, calls. His classic Southie accent, tattoos, and gruff exterior hide the fact that he's a total softie.
Good morning, sweetheart. The usual?
Yes, please, I say, smiling as I walk up to the counter. How's the morning rush going?
Nearly over, thank God.
Eddie motions over his shoulder at a blonde barista who's struggling with the complicated espresso machine.
You know how it is. You hire someone, hoping to get some help, and it ends up taking 10 times as much energy to train them.
He shakes his head.
I shouldn't complain when you're staffing that place alone 7 days a week.
My sister helps when she can, I say. Eddie gives me a worried uncle look.
You're gonna burn yourself out, kid. Let's get you an extra shot of espresso and a cheese croissant. On the house.
He winks. He fusses over me like a mother hen in a way my own mom never did, and his concern unexpectedly makes my throat tighten. You're the best, I say.
That's a fact.
Another wink.
I'll have Mabel bring your order. Good luck with the boss man today.
I thank him in turn. Xander's arrived. He's seated at a table next to a man whose back is to me. Good morning, I say as I pull up a chair. Xander, short and balding and with a perpetual irritated frown, gives me a curt nod, then motions between me and the other guy.
I assume you two know each other?
No, I say as the guy turns and says,
Yes.
I blink, confused. He does seem familiar, but I can't place him. He's around my age, with messy brown hair and tortoiseshell glasses. He's wearing a brown cardigan and a pink lanyard stuck all over with colorful pins. I assume the lanyard holds a name tag, but it's flipped around, so that's no help. Xander is introducing us, but I only snap to attention as he says,
And this is Josie Klein, who manages Tabula Inscripta.
I'm so sorry, I say, embarrassed. I don't remember meeting you before. This isn't unusual for me. Sometimes I'm so deep into a book that even when I'm not reading, my mind is stuck on the story and I can have a whole conversation and hardly remember it. The guy blinks at me from behind his glasses, a confused smile tugging at his lips.
I manage happy endings.
He points to his right, the opposite side of the coffee shop from my store. It all clicks, and my stomach drops. He's the tall guy who runs the romance bookstore on the other side of Beans. Eddie once told me he made some comment about how there's not enough caffeine in the entire coffee shop to keep people awake while reading the books sold at the tab. Eddie thought it was funny, but it hit a nerve. I grew up being teased about my adoration for books that put everyone else to sleep. And sure, literary fiction isn't everyone's cup of tea, but coming from a fellow bookseller, that stung. Oh, right, I say. The massage place around the corner? It's supposed to be a joke, and maybe a little payback, but the man...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?